Hi everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our weekly video recap for Thursday, September 10th, 2015. I'm sorry I didn't get this out last night. I was really busy, and then ended up just passing out on my couch. So I figured I'd get it out during the day today, and let's get to it. So one thing I want to just make clear, when I do these videos, yes, I do have to leave out some important dates, but I try to give you a pretty good perspective as far as, you know, how the newsletter works and how we kind of look at things, and then give you really as much information that I can give without giving away our service, the information that we give to our premium members. So I just wanted to make clear that, because I get a lot of people that will send me emails like, what are the dates, and we can't do that because we have people that are paying for those dates, so I can't give them away in free alerts or emails or stuff or videos. So let's get started. At Sentiment Timing, we believe that human beings and the markets are irrational. There's always an irrational element at work, and that's exactly what creates market opportunities. Now, we find these irrational elements through Woody Dorsey's proprietary sentiment database, as well as his technical timing indicators that kind of let us know when to expect these market turns. So going back on August 4th, Woody was saying that the 622 was a significant high, and there was a potential for what he was calling a kill zone, and that was coming between 814 and 821. So the reason why that's important is during this time period on the S&P, 99% of the people were bullish, and the technical traders. And the reason why was it was a big consolidation. This support was holding here, and all it was consolidating before it was going to break to the upside. Now, knowing that we had a kill zone that was coming right in this area here, everybody was buying the dips, and then when we broke this support, we saw absolute panic, and it came right on schedule. Now, how do I know that everybody was bullish? Well, just look at the sentiment levels here. Even when we were making lower highs, we had high 90% sentiment readings. So everybody wasn't just anticipating that this market, the next move was going to go to the upside, but yet we knew that the kill zone was coming between August 14th and the 21st, and that's exactly what happened. So now we have on the 26th, when you had everybody that was bullish on the markets were now bearish because the support zone broke. What he was saying was that the profiles for the black hole it allowed for an important declines. Investors did take the advice and they panicked. Isn't it amazing how little attention is paid to market psychology? Markets are always irrational, and remember, that's what we try to do every single week for our members, is to pick out these irrational elements in the market. So anyway, to get back to this, this is what we are saying here, because we saw a series of 0 and 1% and 6% bullish. This is where the bounce is going to take place, and you can see from the sentiment end of it. So we knew sentiment was high here. We were anticipating the big drop, and here we got the low sentiment and big bounces within still an overall negative environment. So that's what we were calling for. So now if you take a look at this, once this support broke, all your people that were bullish up here turned bearish, and when I read a lot through the different newsletters, and everybody was calling for the crash, and they were shorting everything. And what they had to deal with, because this is when that that alert came out, just a series of a big jump up, but now we have higher lows. So they've been in pain for a while, and what's happening now is their mood is starting to change. So remember, we had a series of 0 and 1% bullish all the way down here. Everybody kind of stayed neutral, but what is happening now is we're starting to see them get bullish again. And remember, this is a recovery within ultimately when we're going to decline, And right now, there's an enormous energy that is due, which, again, I can't give you the dates because this is a free a free video that we're putting out, but the profiles prefer for that downside to become overt. So everybody who's been shorting this entire time here and expecting the crash are now starting to turn bullish, and they're coming right into when we are expecting I've been calling them two black holes. They've been switched to one as a beige hole and one's going to be a black hole, but there's two of them that are still pending and they have not hit yet. So this recovery should give way to negative node, which he is now perceived as a beige hole, and then after that another recovery is going to hit. So it's going to be very similar to what we saw, and that is going to resolve into the black hole. Now, what the important part on this is not the crashes or the black holes. There's a larger interim recovery rally that is pending. And why is that important? Well, here was the last black hole that Woody predicted. This is last September, and it was a month before. And we had the big drop, but it was the black hole. It was the ending date of it where we got the big move. So we now have a beige hole where, again, we may get a rally like this, maybe not to new highs, but it's going to be a bigger rally that's going to fail, and then we're going to fall into another black hole. Now, what he's been saying is it doesn't have to be a crash because this basically was a crash already, but does it really make a difference if you're in a crash or not if the S&P is moving 150 200 points up and down? As long as you know when these dates are to expect the moves, you're going to be able to make a real lot of money. And that's being able to see where these these turn dates are, these technical turns that Woody is looking at, matching them up with sentiment, and then bringing in a technical aspect. It allows me to be able to, say, all right, here's where, we could turn, keep an eye on this area. And remember, at these lows, I've been showing you this pattern for, it's going, I think, on 2 weeks now, where it was an ABC pattern. So if we take a look at the S&P, this was the A that I was looking for. Here's the B. Now what's happening is things are getting a little questionable because we still could make this C, or we could be trading in some kind of triangle. But we know the time period to expect the turn down. So I'm accepting that we could see the wave C that heads all the way up to 2032. Or this may have been the wave C and we're heading lower, or we're going to chop around. But the important part is knowing when to be able to take the short position. So we already have those dates, and we already know when the low is supposed to hit. And from there, we're just going to, chart things, figure out where support and resistance is. And like I said, there's so much money to be made in this market that, if you catch the crash, hey, that we knew about it ahead of time. We got the big move on it, and now things are there. But if you get, let's just say half of this, where it's 120 points, which may be more, if you're catching them in both directions, it's a lot of money to be made in a very short amount of time. But knowing when the dates are, knowing how sentiment is, allows you to be able to trade, keep the emotions intact, because you have the best market timer in the world that is giving you these, this information. And Woody's been doing this for over 40 years for some of the largest institutions in the world. Nobody knows his how he his time profiles where he projects when the turns are happening. Nobody has his sentiment data. It's only him. And if you want to be able to trade with confidence, this is, we have everything that's within this newsletter, where we have, sentiment, you have when the turns are supposed to happen, as well as a technical aspect of where it's supposed to happen. So we have 4 spots open. I'm maintaining the Markets Path free offer, where whoever signs up, you get a free membership to Markets Path. I charge $79.99 for that. Just send me an email. I just add your email into our list, and you're all set up. And with that, next week, things are going to start to get interesting. We know exactly when to start looking for these turns. We know to start looking for the bottoms. And I, expect to make a lot of money in this. So until next week, have a great week trading, and I'll talk to you later.